Brian Sapp with C2 Financial back again to answer question number 8 in our series on the top 20 questions that homeowners ask about reverse mortgages. Today's question is, what are the ongoing obligations or charges in a reverse mortgage? Let's find out. Reverse mortgages, just like traditional mortgages, come with ongoing obligations and charges. And just like with a traditional mortgage, if you fail to keep up with the obligations for a reverse mortgage, then that could lead to foreclosure. Now, those charges are similar to just what we talked about in the last question regarding maturing events. And those items are occupy the home, maintain the home, and pay all property charges. So we'll go over that in just a little bit more detail. One ongoing obligation is to occupy the property or to live in it. And that simply means that you must live in that residence consistently while the reverse mortgage loan is in force. And if you're a couple, that would mean that at least one eligible borrower must consistently live in the property while you have that reverse mortgage loan. Now, the lender is required to do an annual certification to verify occupancy of the property. And if there's failure to do so, that could result in the loan becoming due and payable or resulting in a foreclosure. Now, remember, in the case of a HECM reverse mortgage purchase, remember, you can buy a property with a reverse mortgage. Once you close escrow, you're required to live in the home within 60 days of that close of escrow. Another ongoing obligation is to maintain the home and keep it in good repair. Now, that becomes a little bit harder as people get older, and it gets harder to consistently get upkeep and do the repairs on the home. But either way, it is in the contract that the home must continue to be maintained and in good shape. Failure to do so could cause the reverse mortgage loan to mature. Another important ongoing obligation is to pay all property charges when due. And like I said in the previous section, whether you have a reverse mortgage or not, a failure to pay these charges could result in you being unable to stay in that home. Now, there's a wide range of charges, and depending on where you live, they may apply to you. So here's some from the top of my mind. Property taxes, obviously, homeowners insurance premiums, flood insurance, condo association dues, homeowners association dues, ground rent. Now, depending on where you live, like I said, it could apply to you, but failure to pay these ongoing property charges when due could result in a foreclosure or your loan becoming due. Now, the only exception to that is when the lender is able to set aside a certain portion of your home equity to pay for those future property charges and obligations. And we'll discuss that in a future section. So as you can see, it's important to honor the ongoing obligations and pay all property charges when due to be able to stay in your home. And that matters whether it's a reverse mortgage or a traditional mortgage. So definitely important to understand up front. Next week, we'll go further into the details of a reverse mortgage, including how funds are calculated, the cost, and some of the processes to be able to fund your reverse mortgage.